you are doing great.
Going to go through the introduction part for BlupLightning. So what it does is it basically connects these rectangle nodes together, create a logic, and that logic can be used to basically do any kind of a thing. So what I have currently done is I have created this seed sheet for BlupLightning variable nodes. And if we move forward, then if we talk about relational operators, so for 3 variables, we have relational operators. So like integer, double, and duration. So relational operators are greater than, equal to. Logicals are like and, or, not. And for the maths, it helps you do all kind of mathematical operations, plus, minus, subtraction. The flow controls, we have if else statement, for loop, while loop. And if we talk about the system related nodes, so they are divided into 2 parts, page and debug. So in page, we have init state. If you want to create a logic which is going to be called just once when that page is built. So moving on, we have functions. So it supports all kind of functions: file picker, file uploader, page navigator, HTTP, UI encode, payment, share. For the multiple nodes, we have multiple nodes is kind of like it has more than one nodes. So like if I talk about the Firebase, so Firebase has storage. So you might need uploader, file uploader, or file remover. So we have those two. And for Firestore, you can do the query and you can do the update. So that's how it works. And we have shared preferences, audio player, social login, and all those kind of things. So what is it exactly? So let's say this is a node. So let's say this is a Blup sheet node. So on the left hand side, whatever you connect to these nodes are the input for that node. Like you can see that we are inputting the item inside it. So if it is on the left side, then the item goes inside it. And if we come on the right hand side, all the connected nodes are going as an output out of it. So if I will explain it more clearly. So let's say this is a node and it has a run function. So there are 2 types of nodes. One is variable, like string, integer kind of a thing. And then there is this function node. Function node is simple. If you want to run a logic based on something that triggers it. So let's say you want to run Blup sheets and you want to do it when someone clicks on a button. So you don't want to run it all the time. That's what run function is for. So whenever you connect something with the run from the left hand side, it basically starts running. So let's say if I connect this thing with this node, then this node starts running. So that's how it works. These are like simple logic kind of a thing. So if we talk about the color scheme, so we have different colors for variables or functions. So if it is a string, it is kind of this color. Integer, double, boolean. So in this logic, what we are doing is whenever I click on this open it up button, you can just press it and then it can be used. So you can show and hide this thing whenever you click on that open it up. So how is it working? So let's say this is a rectangle with this linear gradient reddish color. So what is happening over here is we are saying on the click, we are going to call this not node. So this is a logical operator node. So it basically just converts, runs for the boolean. So if boolean is true, then it makes it false. If it is false, it makes it true. So that's what its function is. So on the left hand side, as we have talked, that it needs the input. It says that whenever I receive a run trigger, takes an input which is called A, and that input is coming from this side, from this function. So it is kind of like this. And this function is actually coming from this group. So what is happening over here is, if I will just unhide it, so that group is this. So what we are doing is there is this function node which is called on group default property update. So on property update, so this is the property update. What it does is it simply triggers your connected node when the data is updated. So what it does is whenever this group's property, and property with property I mean any kind of a thing, so width, height, any property which is changed from the left hand side, it is reflected on this right hand side whenever the property is changed. So whenever on property is updated, it will run this function. So it receives all the parameters that were on the left hand side of the group. It goes on the right hand side. So now I can access the isHide property, which is coming from the group. We have run this application. So as you can see, if I will just click on this thing, it will show it. And if I will click on it again, it will hide it. So this is basically what it is doing. On the click, it goes that data. If it is false, it becomes true. If it is true, it makes it false. That is all it is doing. If we talk about certain elements as well, so there is this thing called call SS. So that simply means call set state. Make this tick, and that will refresh the page whenever this whole node will be executed. To use run trigger. So what it does is, if you want to use the run node, then you have to click on it, and then it will show the run node and this output run node and make me global. So if you are, let's say you are using a string, makes this string accessible on any page. So let's say if I'm on page 2 and I want to access that thing, I can go over here and I can say get global where. So I can go over here. So now I can access it through this output. So that's how basically the things work over here. This is all for today. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.